just stopped for a break and a cup of tea at the Flinders River. This is typical of the Gulf rivers. It flows to the north, and as you can see, this is the middle of the dry season now, getting towards the end of the dry. The river's not flowing on the surface. There's little billabongs here and there, little puddles of water, and the river would still be flowing under this sand. It's very sandy bed, of course, and in the wet season this thing floods full depth and out over the plains on each side. An amazing amount of water comes down these rivers in wet. But I just love these beautiful big old coolabah trees along the edge of the river. Look at that old thing there. That would have been here when Burke and Wills passed through in 1862, and they passed through over there to the west, heading up to the Gulf in their last camp on the Bino River. But this is the Flinders River. It's a beautiful spot, shady camping area, it's just nice. G'day everyone, it's Warren from NQ Explorers again. Welcome to my latest video. Today I'm making my third return visit to the site of an 1880s Malaytown in North Queensland, Gulf Savannah. This town had a rather tragic history, as I detailed in earlier videos, whereby the local Asian population, principally Malay fishermen and Chinese that were on their way to the goldfields, were driven out of town by the white population over an incident where a Malay murdered 3 white men. And basically the incident resulted in the Asian population being removed from the area and being driven away. And shortly after that, Queensland passed their Race Act, and Asian immigration was basically prohibited. So it was a genesis for quite a historic moment in Queensland's history, a very sad one. But all this was burnt down by the white people in 1888. There was a village of people here, just in shanties perhaps, not so much homes. But I've made some great finds in my last 2 videos. Hope I make a few more today. Thanks for joining me. We'll be back shortly. Here's my first promising dig of the day out. This is a solid 83-84. As you can see, I've opened the ground up a bit there. It's up in the face here. Just done a bit of a DD wiggle to centre that target in this little section here somewhere. 84. Oh, still on the ground in the bottom of the hole. Must be getting close. It's only indicating 4 inches from the coil there. So this could be a nice find. The deeper the better in these old sites. Because I did find on my last trip there is some newer, found some newer coins dating from the mid 20th century on top of the older 19th century stuff. Still in there. Probably need a probe pointer here, but alas, I haven't got one with me today. Okay, what have we got here? This is the target. Well, I thought that was lead at first, but it's not lead. It's I don't know what that is, some sort of fitting. Well, I'll clean it up, and if it's of any interest, I'll detail it with some still photographs. Well, this was a 68-69. I've got something of possible interest coming to light here. Maybe a bit of Victorian costume jewellery. It looks a bit delicate, I'm going to have to be careful. Just to move that clay away from it. See it there? Oh, okay. She's stuck in there. Well, keep on with it. Keep on with it. We'll just move the detector out of the way, and I'll disturb everything around it. And we'll see if we can get it without destroying it. It's quite nice, actually. I'm not sure what it is. Okay, here it comes. Here it is. It's a beautiful old, look at that, a beautiful old buckle. That is just lovely. I would have thought that would have rung up higher than that. Look, it's a floral buckle design. I guess it's a lady's dress buckle of some sort. It's quite solid. Well, it's got a clip on the back. Maybe it's just some sort of brooch. Definitely Victoriana. They'll have dates from the 19th century for sure. Beautiful. I'll give that a clean and we'll put up some photographs of that. Very delicate look at item actually. Just recheck the holder. I got that little ornate floral buckle, and in it with it was this live dropped round. What a nice little piece of ammunition. Perhaps the lady was armed. Not far away I got this very solid and very large, very loud, shallow trunk latch. So the armed lady was storing her things in this trunk. As there are so many targets on this site, what I'm digging at the moment are the high tone clean signals. In other words, the ones with no tone roll. So generally they'll be shallow. When I've got through those, down into the 70s, because there's a lot of targets up in the 70s and 80s, I'll start digging the ones with a bit of tone roll and the quieter signals, and then we'll get down to the lower numbers. But I'm going to do the site methodically from the high tone numbers down through to the low tone numbers into the 50s. So this one here is a very clean signal. You can hear that, very solid. It's a solid 79. There's no tone roll at all, as you can hear. So this will be unlikely to be a washer or anything, wire or things with holes in them that tend to give you tone roll, where the coil bumps across the target and there's various conductivity as you cross it. Okay, what have we got here? Looks to be a coin. Now, it's a very clean signal, but look at the angle it was sitting at, which is interesting. I don't know what that is. It's quite a large coin. I guess it's could be a halfpenny, eh? Or, wait a minute, it's a shilling. It's a ram's head shilling. I can see it. Now, based on those figures and the patina on that coin, I'll say that's going to be a 50% silver. A sterling shilling, in other words, a post 46, or 46 and pre-46 rather, a 45, and earlier would ring up much higher than a 79. So that is a shilling. I can just see the merino ram on it, so I'll give it a clean. We'll have a good look at it, get a date. Yes, it's a ram's head shilling. I think it's 1954. I'm fairly confident it's 1954. So obviously it's 50% silver. Anything 46 onward up to 64, 50% silver. 45 and earlier, 0.925. So this doesn't obviously date from the 1880s when Malaytown was in place, or our armed lady was wandering around with that elaborate belt buckle. Next target's an incomplete harmonica reed. That was just under the grass. And the next target's a bicycle bell. I've found quite a few of these in this site, so obviously that was the preferred mode of transport. Well, I'm definitely back on the Victoriana now. I just got this very delicate pressed ornamental piece. I don't know what that would be off. Maybe it's ornamental, like lamp wear and that sort of thing, but it's got some kind of clip on the back. I can't imagine it's a belt buckle, it's too large. It's very delicate, and it's quite a solid casting. It's not pressed tin like a lot of the Victorian stuff is. That's nice, that'll clean up beautifully. Although it's only half there, obviously. This one's an 81, just 2 inches down. So this would be interesting. Oh, I don't know what that is. Some sort of latch or attachment. Well, this is definitely a relic from 1888. It's an old stove. You can see the cast iron legs with a little bit of a pattern on them. There's the front grill with the sliding knob to let the air in and out. The flue, I guess. And she's half buried, or it's been pushed up or destroyed, or I guess there was one of these old Malaytown, Chinatown humpies right here. I've just unearthed this old relic in 2 pieces. It looks like some kind of decorative ornamental grapevine or something. There, I don't know what it is, but it may be an ornament. You can see there's like a grape. The next find is either a wristwatch part or a very delicate lady's pocket watch. And the watch part followed by a lovely 19th century brass button. was a very solid signal with no tone roll, that one. That's why I dug that one. I just got a little run of surface finds. Here's an old cast iron boot last. Look at that, that's a real bit of history. Check it out. The old boot last. Well, they were fixing shoes here, and just up here, a surface find. Another brass button. Nice. Well, that's in great nick. Consider it's been laying on top of the ground for over 100 years. This just shows you how undetected this site is. This was a surface find with that boot last and the brass button. A bit of Victorian costume jewellery. That's a beautiful little moulding. See the clip on the back where it was a brooch or some sort of thing. Perhaps our lady was wearing a bit of jewellery too. Well, I've just got this 19th century brass button, a brand I've never seen before, Pitt and Spence, South Brisbane. I'll definitely research that one, find out what I can about that clothing factory. This little mound I'm detecting has definitely been undisturbed since the 1800s. I just got this porcelain doll's brown boot. The rest of the doll doesn't appear to be here, but that's a very old artefact. All this stuff's laying on the surface here, it's amazing. I just got this item, which may have been a locket of some description. It's cast brass, very finely moulded. I can't see anything written on it, it doesn't appear to have any markings. But it may have been the an opening closing sort of locket. The detector alerted me to it, but it's a surface find again. It looks like it's a top swivel off a pocket watch. You can see why it's come adrift, looks like it's snapped there. Got a beautiful 8182, partly exposed. I was poking my way through all these old brass nails like that, old brass square nails off the boats. Have a look at this. There's a silver coin partly exposed on the ground. I'll zoom in for a look. Okay, here it is here. Is it exposed? It's an 8182. Okay, I can see it partly exposed. It's a 1911 sterling silver Australian sixpence. Check that out. You don't find them sunbaking like that too often. 1911. Okay, we'll get... Well, it looks like I've got my first complete old bottle of the day coming out of the ground here. Let's go to my smaller prospecting pick and gently excavate around it. I've just been going really slowly in here because of course these old bottles are so fragile. And I've got a good set of leather gloves today, which I didn't have last time I was here. This looks pretty good, doesn't it? Oh, I think it's an old Holbrook's bottle, look at that. Nice. These are the ones that we often find the glass stoppers for. This looks like a complete Holbrook's coming out. Yes, it is. Beauty. That's a nice old one, that one. Holbrook's sauce. Holbrook & Co. And yep, she's complete. Beauty. First good bottle of the day. There's my next bottle. With that lovely ornate neck. It has not got any writing or identification, but it's that old rainbow sort of glass. I guess that's just the age of the glass. Nice. That'll clean it beautifully. Well, directly under the Holbrook's bottle I've got this one of these lovely old ornate neck jobbies. That's definitely complete. I'll dig this one out and I'll show you what it looks like. Well, these are my first four bottles. I've just got the two on the right. That one with the wide neck, it looks to be a fruit jar of some sort. It's got a writing on, it has got a brand on the side, but it's got a hole in the bottom and it is cracked. It's not complete. And I just got this one here complete. Well, here's this one that's has an ancient injury, an old hole from when it was dumped, and the top's cracked. It says walnuts on it. I don't know if that's a brand name or it actually contains walnuts. Interesting. Well, I've been going for about an hour now. Here's my 10 bottles I've got, including that nice walnut jar, or walnut bottle. I just got this nice one. I like these ones with these shaped necks. And it's got 1018 or 8101 moulded into the bottom. There may be some name writing on the side of that, but I won't clean it out here in the bush. I'll wait till I get home and I'll soak it for a few days and then gently clean it with a soft brush. Okay, well, I've got my AT Pro International out with the little coil on it to detect this bottle dump. As soon as I got it out, have a look what I've unearthed here. A solid 79. What is this? Is it an old lighter of some description, or maybe Vesta matches? Look, it's got a padlock and a chain type emblem on it, and a little flip top. I think it might be a Vesta matchbox. That is an absolute perler of a relic. Okay, I'll clean it up and we'll have a look at this one. Well, that's an absolute ripper of a find. I think it's an old Vesta matchbox. It's got a symbol of a padlock and a chain on it. I've just taken it back to the four-wheel drive and given it a quick wash, but I can't. I'll have to soak it because the soil is really caked on the back of it. It's a real hard red clay. So I'll soak that off. From what I understand, this will flip open, and that'll be where the Vesta matches are. Either that or it's a lighter. I'm not really sure. It's a very solid little item. So there's a slot under the bottom. Well, that's an absolute beauty. I'll keep running that little coil over this bottle dump. Oh, my next detect to find out of the bottle dump with the AT Pro is this beautiful old cowbell or horse bell. Check this out. Unfortunately, it's the back's broken off it. It's definitely an old bell. What a beauty. We'll just pull this beauty out complete. I trust that's water. But very old bottle, you can see by the very thick indented base. So this place is still producing. As you can see, the mound's above ground, so I've actually got I've made a bit of a blue here. I've actually covered over the area that I've still got to dig out, so typical my mistake. Anyway, doesn't matter. I've got to remove all this material, and down in the bottom there's probably going to be some older bottles, but that's a nice one, that one. Look at it. Beauty. Well, I just got this nice oldie. She was standing upright in the dump. I'm getting down very deep in there now, and I've got all this overburden I've got to remove that I've put on top of the good finds, probably due to poor mining technique. That's a nice old bottle, that one. I've got a few of that stock out of this dump. Good one. Here's a little ripper here. It's a little perfume or poison jar. Look at that little delicate thing. In perfect condition. That is beautiful. I don't know if there's any brands on it, but that's a very delicate little piece of glass. Look at that. Ripper. Okay, I'm getting down to the older bottles in the bottom of the dump now. This is very old, well, much older than the others. It's branded with a big thick neck. I thought that was going to be a cod, but it's not a cod. I think it's a Lamont. Yeah, Lamont bottle. It's got that little arm with the... Oh, that's beautiful. The arm holding the bottle. I'll clear that up. Glasgow, Lamont Glasgow. John Lamont Glasgow. Oh, look at that. That's one of the best bottles I've found here. Beauty. I just got this from the bottle dump. It's not metal. I thought it was a metal object at first, but it's is it some kind of bottle stopper, I think? Maybe out of one of those old bottles. I'm not sure what it is. It's not cork. Maybe it's I think it's like vulcanized rubber. Not sure. We'll see if there's any names or marks on it, but it looks like a bottle stopper out of the neck of one of those bottles. Happy fossicking, everyone. Bye for now.